Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I am your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to start today's episode off the same way we start every episode off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, and the fact that you spend it with us truly does mean the world to me, so thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro. And we're back. Big shout out to our title sponsor, Noral Toyota, for their ongoing support. We really do appreciate it. As you know at home, I do not introduce my guests because they can do a better job at that than myself. So can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
Hey, my name is Riley Edward Woodford. I'm a local writer. I moved to Fort McMurray in 2012. I did spend time here in 2007 before going back to university, and also in 2010 I worked here for a summer.
Okay.
I worked as a salesperson back when I first got here, and I kind of stumbled into the arts community here. I've written since I was young. Ever since I was in like grade 1, I remember writing stuff. And funny, back then I thought I was just manipulating people.
Okay.
Like the teacher liked writing, so I said I can get out of trouble if I just write something cute. So I would write stuff. The teacher would give me a high five, and because unfortunately in school I was lazy.
Yeah.
Smart but lazy, unfortunately.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Did you steal my old report cards?
That was actually on my report card.
Yeah.
Doesn't apply himself, but smart.
Yeah.
I never knew what that meant. But anyway, I disagreed with it immensely. Like, no, maybe I'm just not smart.
Yeah.
So all through the years, I kind of just wrote whenever I always like going to English class because that's where I get my praise. Like, me and math are not friends.
Yeah.
Me and science are not on speaking terms.
Yeah.
So I just wrote all the way through anyway, and mostly poetry and short stories back then. And I used to write those boring 3-part essays where you write an intro and you follow with 3 points and then an exit. So that was basically what I used to write. So one day when I was at work, and I don't know what was going on, I think I had to stall for time because something wasn't working or the computer was doing something, and the lady in front said, hey, I wrote this poem, and I kind of like, here, read this. Well, this hopefully works before I uppercut it. And she read it. She goes, oh, you should probably put this into like the library. They do words of motion or whatever she called it at the time.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, cool. I said, sure. Like, what is it? And she just showed me the little printed on Facebook or whatever it was. And so I entered 3 poems, and he took all 3 of them.
Cool.
And so, cool. And then I ran into a few people here and there. And shortly after, I got involved with the St. Aidan Society. Once again, you had to apply for it. It was called Art of Conversation. So they would pick a senior. You'd go and interview the senior, and then you do an art piece based on what your conversation.
Very cool.
So like somebody done a blanket one time. It was really cool. People done music. But me, obviously, I just wrote poems.
Yeah.
So I wrote Hope Moffat was her name. She used to teach at piano, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Wonderful lady. She was a doll. So we spoke. I wrote her 3 poems, and then I done another one with a lady. I believe her name was Denise. I'm horrible with names. 10 years of being a salesperson. Faces I can remember for years, but names like they go in one ear and just quickly fall out the other.
Yep.
And then during COVID, I was contacted by them. Instead of me applying this time, they contacted me and said, we have somebody, and this one was kind of weird, and I'll explain why. They said, we have this gentleman that's at Willow Square. We'd like for you to go down and talk to him. Like, he goes, we need this one with some attention to it. And do you mind doing it? I'm like, no, not at all. Back in 2018, I lost my grandmother. She had dementia for many years, and it just turns out this guy did.
Okay.
And my nan was one of the 10 poles on my life. Like it was my mom, my nan, and my dad. That was like, if you were the tripod of my life, that's it.
Yeah.
The 3 people that make up who I am is those 3 people. I lost her in 2018, just before my wedding, like 6 months before. And she had dementia, and this is selfish, but I didn't make it back to see her, and my mother and my aunts and uncles said, you're probably happy you did. Because my nan raised 13 kids on her own. So I've never seen her be weak. And she's not weak, she had dementia.
Yeah.
But I've never seen her fall.
Yeah.
I've seen her as a older lady putting up curtains, packing away wood, yelling at anybody who got in her way. But Nan was what you call patriarch. She ruled the family. Like, nobody crossed her, nobody said anything to her. What she said went. And if see her in that kind of a state, I think would have selfishly, once again, I openly admit it's selfish, but I'm glad I didn't see her in that way. I remember her for what she was.
Yeah.
So I done that. I wish I could remember his name. He actually used to run a page on Facebook about history. Used to like post up old pictures from like the 1930s and stuff for Fort McMurray. It's an Irish name too.
Okay.
I wish I could get his name, but once again, names are bad.
Yep.
So that was the three I don't see in society. And then I kind of got away from it, just work and life. Just didn't have time to write. And yeah, so that's basically where we're at. And this summer, I'll be first-time novelist because I'm releasing my first book.
So tell us about the book.
So the book...
A Left at the Fork.
Fork stands for a fork in the road at life.
Okay, let's hear about it.
So that book, so I'm not too bad now, but I struggled with anxiety when I was younger. Like rough. I didn't, because a lot of it was I just didn't know what it was. Because I got it from the side of my family, my biological dad's side. So I never ever seen it because I spent my whole time with my mom and my dad, the guy I call my dad.
Right.
Who is my dad. But so back in 2012, it was a mixture of a few things. Exhaustion's probably one of it because I just spent all night doing English papers and probably running on 3 hours of sleep and went right into finals. And a bad diet, probably. And I was able to always just push it away and say that's nothing, but it caught up to me. And it was a rough year. So I was just trying to look for ways to cope. And I sat down and I'm basically trying to think, like, is all this stuff happening because of something I did? Or something I went through? Like, is that what caused all this shit to come on now? So what I decided then in 2012 was I'm going to write like a book. Fuck it. I'll just write down. I wrote my entire life. I'll just try to write my way out of this too.
Okay.
So I sat down. I wrote the first 5 chapters in 2012. So basically the whole idea was you can start on the right path and fall off of it.
Okay.
You can start on the wrong path and write it. It's all about decisions. Nobody is what they started as. Everybody grows. Everybody sometimes shrink. It depends on, all we ever gain from experience is perspective. We don't, everything afterwards is up to us. And there's a good quote from a song called War Inside of Me. I see it complete in my head. I don't believe, but I'd like to pretend. The war inside of me will kill the man I have been. Whenever we go through trials, whenever we go through stuff, we have to kill our former selves in order to move forward. You can't hold on to what you were. So that was me just trying to write my way out of something in that perspective. So I got roughly 7 chapters written back in 2012.
Yeah.
And then in June of 2012, I moved out here. And the book went away. And around probably 2014, I was kind of pissed and moaning, not even gonna lie, pissed and moaning, saying, I'd like to write again, but my computer's shit. Ooh, poor pity me.
Yeah.
And my wife is like, well, why don't you get something to write with? I'm like, no, I don't really want to put money into it, and yada yada. Basically just pissing and moaning and walking around my own complaints. So I wanted to complain more. So that Christmas, she bought me a laptop. And she said, here's your laptop. Now you have no reasons not to finish your book.
Yeah.
So in 2015, I finished it. I sat down, so this book wouldn't exist without my wife.
Big shout out.
Yeah, Pamela Woodford, you are the world to me.
Dude, we love Pam's in this place. Our office manager and his mom, both Pam's, both big supporters.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But she basically gave me the computer for a new laptop for Christmas one year. So I finished it in 2015, 2016, in that ballpark. And then from there until when it kind of just bounced around in emails. It's funny, it started as called Scraps. That was what it is. Like if you go back, even on my Mac now, when I pulled the file to start up this whole project, it's called Scraps.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so when I sent it in, he goes, oh, it's called Scraps. I said, yeah, no, working title, because there's a scrapbook in it. So I called it Scraps.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, man, I hate that name so much. Like after longer, I said, it's called a Left at the Fork. I said, well, like a fork in the road. So basically, the process that got me to this was last April. I lost my dad.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, I lost him, and just something clicked that like I always wanted to do something cool. Well, like so for my family to see, Because I was always told you're this and you're that and you're a good writer. Just like whatever. Geez, I'm just a dude. Like I'm not a fucking good writer. I'm just a guy who scribbles whenever. I used it as a coping mechanism a lot, I guess. Like wrote my way out of things and whatever. But so I ended up just contacting a self-publisher, and I'm like, hey, what's the process of all this?
Yeah.
And funny enough, this was an email I meant to stay under. I actually wrote them because I had a short story anthology that I had started with like 5 stories in, and I was going to publish that. And I got to talking to the publishing expert, Jamie, shout out to him too, and we were just talking back and forth, beating ideas around. I'm like, hey, he goes, do you have anything that's finished? I said, well, I have a book I wrote in 2015. I said, I have that there, that's full, so that's done. He goes, well, what about that? I'm like, man, that thing's a pig. Like, I'm going to tell you, I said, there's typos in it. I said, it looks like I slammed my face off a keyboard. I said, because I typed it fast.
Yeah.
Like, it's ugly. He goes, okay. And then once again, him and then Han, he goes, you know what? Do this. He goes, if you think you got a good story, just send it away for evaluation with an editor.
Yeah.
And see what it needs. And we'll go from there.
Okay.
So I did that, and it came back glowing, except for it needed a content edit, which basically was the perfect thing for me. All I needed to hear was the story was good, and I knew it was a pig. I knew it needed work,
Right.
and that's where we went from there. And ipso facto, here we are, hopefully 2 months away from release.
There we go. Wow, what a journey it takes to write a book. You got to live it to write it.
Yeah, it was, and reading it over, like, the story's pure fiction. So before anybody reads and says, oh, I wonder if this is, it's not. It's a pure fictional story.
Okay.
I'm sorry if it runs in coincidence with anybody.
Yeah.
It's not. It's true, pure fiction. The only thing that's real in it is some of the speeches, some of the dialogue is what I said when I was going through anxiety. So some of it is real in that regard, but the characters are made up.
Yeah.
The scenario's made up. It's a fictional story.
So when it comes to going through the process of writing a book, what's that collaborative process look like after you sent it away? Because you have identified, oh, it's a pig.
Yeah.
It needs work. Now a third set of eyes have been on it. Are you working back and forth with that guy, or now are you working independent on notes that he or she may have provided?
So with them, they're a self-publisher, right? Some people call it Vanity Press.
Okay.
So with Friesen, I just sent it away, and I had the option. So you pay for the editor to look it over, and if you want to go forward with your book through them, you can use the money towards your book. So they don't eat that money. They keep that money, and then you pick your path, right? There's different paths you can choose.
Yeah.
You use that money towards that path, and that money comes off.
Cool.
So basically, you never meet the editor unless you want to. You can pay to have a consult with them. But basically, the editor writes what's called a manuscript evaluation, where they write what the book is about, this, and they say pros and cons. Right? So that's basically, you take that, and then you send it away for their... But you are in control with this self-publisher. You're in control with every step of the way. They'll send you all the edits.
Yeah.
You have to approve or deny them.
Yeah.
So they'll send you the manuscript again with all the edits. They'll send you another file that has a list down the side of everything you did with it.
Neat.
And you can, and the struggle, I think, for my editor, God love him, I wrote this in a Newfoundland dialect.
Okay.
So phonetically, some of it just didn't quite pick up on. Like every now and then you have a note like, I'm guessing this is Newfoundlander. I'm guessing this is Newfoundlander.
Right.
Right? But I think halfway through the book, I wrote it in a way so it's just how I talk. So I left out slang because there's really no need of it. If you're going to make it a Newfoundland dialect, you don't need to beat the people to death with words that don't belong at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
So all it is I rearrange words for that. You can still read it.
Yeah.
Without knowing Newfoundland dialect and pick it up.
Right.
It's user friendly in that way.
Okay.
And I use punctuation to show things like by.
Yeah.
B apostrophe Y is how you do it.
Yeah.
A lot of Newfoundland dialogue, when you write it, you're just replacing words with apostrophes.
Yeah.
Suppose, S apostrophe P-O-S-E. Like it's really just chopping the word into a quicker way of saying it.
Right.
So if you just read the sentence as you go, just read it how it reads, and it'll sound funny. But
it does sound funny.
Yep. Yeah. And if you want to do it like Newfie, you don't put no spaces because we talk so fast.
Oh, dude, I've spent a lot of time in Newfoundland in particular.
Yeah.
And some places, like there's one spot in particular, like I've never been, but Conch, Newfoundland, bro.
Conch? My family's from Conch.
Oh, dude, you boys can't even speak English. Oh my lord! So you must know the Flynns and all of them then.
No, so that's where my family's from.
Oh, okay.
So my nan and my grandfather, my nan and pop.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
where
yeah.
they came from, right? It was
Okay.
Conch. They floated a house over.
Oh,
So
cool.
So yeah. So basically, they floated.
Oh, you guys. Okay, I could talk. We will. Like,
Yeah.
pause. Tanner has his questions ready for his segment called the Mac
Oh,
City
okay,
Minute.
for sure.
Brought to you by Carrie and Patchouli Rose. Tanner, hit him with the Mac City Minute.
All right. Question number 1. What is one book that inspires you the most?
I read autobiographies mostly. So I remember I love truth in books. So I think when I read the Heroin Diaries the first time by Nikki Sixx, I don't even really like Motley Crue that much. But when you read somebody's honest, and apparently, unless he monkeyed with it, it was what he was going through back then. So I read that at university, and I thought that was a really honest book.
Question number 2. If you could describe your own book as a meal, what would it be?
Jesus. That's a good question, actually.
That's what he does.
Wow. My book as a meal. I'll go with a Newfoundland meal, a deep fried cod.
There you go. For the people who want to digest it, you know? Question number 3. What would you describe as your biggest win from writing this book?
My biggest win from writing this book?
Mm-hmm.
I hope I make a big enough ripple that my dad can feel it in heaven.
Aww. Question number 4. If you could spend a day in the life of any book, movie, or TV character, who would you choose?
Jeez. What have I been watching lately? Oh, I'd just be one of the guys in Entourage because it looks like they just kicked around Hollywood all the time and done stupid shit.
Great answer.
Yeah.
And your final question. What is the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
Oh, fuck. I don't even know how weird it is, but I ate chocolate covered cockroach. I don't even know if that's like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it normal.
Yeah.
I thought that was like the Fear Factor one that everybody tried though.
Right. I've had it.
Alligator before.
Okay.
Yeah, that was here at the fish place. Yeah, it was like a gamey meat with gravy.
I think it's more weird that you ate it in Fort McMurray. Than
Yeah,
you ate
probably.
It,
Yeah,
all,
it used to be an appetizer at the fish place back in 2007.
Those have been your 5 questions.
There you go. Yeah. I know a few individuals from Conch.
Yeah.
And lovely individuals. That being said, there was one guy in particular that I used to work with.
Yeah.
Like I won't say his name, but he would call and he would say whatever he said.
Yeah.
And then I'd say, "Sir, I am going to be in whatever location." I tell him location. I'm going to be in my office for the next 3 hours. I don't understand what you're saying. If you can make it to my office in 3 hours, we can have a conversation. Hope to see you soon, bro. Click. And then he'd come to my office within that time frame, and then I'd have to look at this guy to understand the words that were coming out of his mouth. Like, I had to be like, "Oh, now that you're doing the gestures and I can read your lips, like, I can get
So
on board."
interpretive dance was very important.
That's
in this
right.
conversation.
But dude, hearing him just talk on the phone to me, I'm like, I can't pick up any of these cues.
No.
Like, I think it's so cool, man. I think it's like the East Coast dialect, because it's so influenced from, obviously, Europe.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then my mom, my dad, my parents are from Guyana, South America.
Yeah.
And so when she moved up here, she started working at the college and she started teaching at the college and she met all these East Coasters. And she's just like, "Man, you guys talk the same we talk. There's so many words that are exactly the same, that are pronounced the same, and mean the same thing." So she has like this dictionary that she's been working on, and she's just like, "Oh, because of like the shipping trade, saltfish, screech, rum, all this thing," she's like, "We share so much of our culture and there's so much of the words." So for the last like, I don't know, she's been here since 76. She's been keeping track of some of these words that like are the same, which
Yeah, but dialects in general in Newfoundland can change from 8 kilometers.
yeah.
So like, I was born in St. Anthony,
Okay.
but I lived in Goose Cove for until I was like 11. So Goose Cove is roughly 8 kilometers away.
Yeah.
So I think some of it goes with whatever religion, because I guess it's from like either Scottish, whatever.
Yeah.
So like, Goose Cove is a Roman Catholic place.
Okay.
So we don't use like U's. Like you go to St. Anthony, they say
Yeah.
Y-O-U-S.
Right.
Yous don't know that,
Right.
right?
Right.
That's not in Goose Cove. We made fun of that.
Interesting.
And I moved, where I'm actually from is Nippers Harbor. That's where I was raised mostly, when my mom met my dad. And up there, bought and a school bag, like an extra ooh in the school bag.
Yeah.
And all that stuff to me is like comical.
Yeah.
But it's just a dialect thing, right? Because it just depends on which coast you are. Because there's French in certain coasts. There's, like up Northern Peninsula, there's Viking, right? Because the Viking settlement was up there.
Yeah, 100%. It's cool to visit.
Yeah, there's a lot of little nooks and crannies and places. And it was like such a... I'm guessing it had to be from the merchants to the peasants, with a lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Because merchants just brought people over to work, right? The fish merchants and stuff. So and it's like everything gets bastardized some way.
Yeah.
Like when I was learning like English history, the amount of words that we chopped up and like kind of move words around.
Yeah.
And at the time, I remember thinking like, man, MSN's really gonna fuck up English.
Oh yeah.
Because I'll never forget this. I sent a email to a professor, and I wrote it in MSN. What I mean by MSN, by the way, is I instead of 2, I put an actual 2.
Yeah, I know.
And instead of a U, I put a U.
Yeah.
And I wrote to this professor, and I used the MSN language. And I remember the email back was like, they answered my question and said, well, then I knew, P.S. Never ever write anything like this again. I literally almost had a seizure reading it.
Yep.
That the prof was like, and then I read it, like, I just realized just how silly it looked.
Oh,
like,
it was
to send
horrible.
that to a scholar, like a doctor. I'm like, sweet Jesus, Raleigh, what are you doing, man?
I used to call it ICQ. That was
Same difference. It was
same
a
thing.
Same,
You'd get rid
chat.
of the ing and ing. It would just be in.
It's just brutal.
I was in high school, submitted like an English report like that.
Oh, wow.
It didn't go well.
That did not go well.
It did not go well. But like you just got used to.
Yeah, just,
like I say this because we were like this on the keyboard. But,
no texting.
yeah, you just got accustomed because you were doing it so much that now, okay, I have to write something for school, no problem.
Yeah, I just wrote the same way. And it is brutal though. Like when you look back, you're like, wow.
Yeah, well,
like,
think
how did
about
I
emojis now though.
Oh Jesus.
But it's amazing. Like, anyways, we're gonna get like Tanner's tapped his watch. That means we're out of time. But before we cut you loose, everybody gets a shameless shout out or plug. So you have the mic, the camera, the lights. Have fun.
Sure. So first, I'll plug the book. It's coming up. June 25th is my dad's birthday, so that's when we're aiming.
Okay.
I will be having an event, so to speak, and a shout out to the place I'm having is the All In Sports Den and the Wyatts. Those people are like family to me. You wouldn't find a business that loves Fort McMurray more than those people. So the book will be out then. Also, you can do pre-orders directly through me. I do have author direct pricing, which is cheaper than anywhere else. So if you're local, it helps. Probably not so much if you're out of town because the shipping might chew up the difference.
Right.
And I just got to put in some thank yous to Kayla May Photography doing my photo shoot for the promotion. Also to Speed Pro Graphics for doing that for me. And yeah, so thanks to anybody who have anything involved with this and the arts community here because they've been great. The people I've always interacted with. There's so much talent in Fort McMurray. It's kind of stupid that we have that many talented people in such a small place. It's ridiculous. And there's so many stories to be told here. And if anybody ever wants to help through this, by all means, reach out to me. I'll be happy to talk to anybody about it and help them walk through it.
There we go. Awesome. Well, Fort McMurray with Buffalo, the rest of the world. That's been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for tuning in. Big shout out to our title sponsor, Noral Toyota, as well as Carrie from Patchouli Rose and the beautiful people at Coldwell Banker. Hope everybody's having a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Hi everyone, it's Carrie with Patchouli Rose here at Thickwood Barbershop. If you're wondering what to get your loved one this season for Valentine's Day, I make an all-natural anti-aging skin serum called Good Skin. It's good for men and women, and it's available for purchase here at the barbershop, downtown at the Corridor Shops and Events, and on my website. Thank you for your support.
It's so ballistic!
Talk about quenching your ugly thirst.